behind this wall, right? I should just draw what's in there behind the wall in the next painting, so you know that there's stacks of canvases and easels back there.
In a cluttered studio, right?
And hers is clean compared to mine, uncluttered.
It's not clean enough.
I'll fix it for you.
I just need more space.
Everybody does.
That's everybody. That's
Everybody
every artist.
wants
I've never
more
heard an
space.
artist saying, "I wish I had less space."
Yeah, I want a smaller room.
Find me that artist. Oh God, I got too much space.
I just can't handle it. I want a closet.
I can imagine having too much space.
Too much?
Yeah, give me a castle. I'll have too much space.
But you'll fill it. Every artist.
Well, one room at a time.
Could take a long time.
Yeah, that's okay.
40,000 square feet. I might take a while to get to the last 10.
But that's okay. It gives you a goal.
Yeah.
You got something to work towards.
And so, what do you have coming up? You say you're curating a show in the desert
Oh yeah, that's opens next week. Next
week.
Saturday. Yeah, it's called Dirt Under Your Fingernails.
And
Under
who's
my
in it?
fingernails. Under their fingernails? I don't know. Whoever's going
Dirt
there.
under.
There's going to be dirt under their
Fill in the
fingernails
blank
when you go.
fingernails.
There's always a film of dirt when you go to the desert.
Oh yeah.
It's like dust and dirt and wind.
Who's in it?
I don't remember. Let's see. I could tell you. Jim Olbermann, Eve Wood's in it. Michael D's in it.
I shouldn't have put you on the spot because the worst thing is if there's 10 people in the show and you name 9,
He's
you can
in
bet
it.
number 10 is the one watching the YouTube
Damon's
video.
in
going,
here
"I got
somewhere.
extra
Damon's
space."
in it. He's in it, or he was in the last one. I curated a show out there for my students. I did a student show for my students from my life drawing class and brought them out to the desert and hung all their work there in a gallery
What gallery?
at the Glass Outhouse Gallery.
Where is this?
It's in 29 Palms.
29 Palms.
Yeah, it's a kind of a flexible, funky little place where you get to have you can do almost anything you want to do, that's what's great about it. That's why I like it.
How long have you been in Los Angeles?
Too long. 85.
You moved here in 85?
I moved here in 1985.
Where are you from?
From the Bay Area.
You grew up in the Bay Area?
I was born in San Francisco.
You
grew up in the Bay Area.
I never knew this. I just read Tulsa wrote his obituary.
My obituary?
No,
I'm not
Jimmy,
dead yet.
I was going to say James Hayward was born in San Francisco and came down to Southern California.
he did.
He just passed.
What
made you come here?
Oh, my wife went to graduate school here.
Oh, you just followed. And did you end up going to graduate school here?
No.
No.
No, I was already degreed.
You already had your degree up there, and you didn't care.
I didn't care.
No.
I should have cared, but I didn't care. I had to go, I had to support my wife. I had to go to work, help her out.
What did you work as?
Teacher.
Teaching art?
Teaching art. Yeah.
You've been teaching art this whole time?
The whole time. And I'm about done. Can you believe it? And that's why I make art, because I've always done it. Passion.
How have the students changed over the years?
They got taller.
Hey, Michael, could you talk about what kind of painting lessons and drawing lessons you could see in these paintings? Because I think teaching has had a lot to do with the work that you're making here.
Point something out to me so I can get the way you're thinking.
Obviously, there's figure drawing.
Yeah.
And then there's color relationships, complementary colors. And then there's contour line drawing and line contour.
There's lots of contour line, yeah. Simple line work.
I feel like, the craft of being absolutely present and using your body to look at what you're looking at and recording that faithfully on the canvas is the basis of these paintings.
3 of them are this.
Which I'm excited about.
I am too. And thank you for answering my question for me. You did a great job. No, you didn't. You did a great job. Because, you were perfect. You led right into it. Yeah, all of those things are true. But as, you're thinking, you were really asking what kind of lesson would I be using to teach in my classes, like using this as a foundation. All classes, I think all our teachers do that. And that's the basis for teaching everything is all of that stuff that you said all at once. But in sections, and then they build upon it, and then they get to do what they want. It's just like you get to do what you want.
Color and how they're working in these, because I think
The colors, I love the color in these. The color's brilliant. And I want them to be that brilliant to shock your eyes, and they hurt my eyes. Like that couch, that hurts my eyes. I can't look at that. It's like looking at Bridget Riley pictures to me. They really hurt my eyes. In fact, they make me kind of sick.
Is it oscillating for you visually?
Not that one, but Bridget Riley is
Bridget
for
Riley,
sure,
yeah,
and it's like makes me want to puke.
Yeah, there is that.
But I like them. I'm not saying I don't like the
The way
pictures.
you painted the cat under the table in that painting, like, why did you decide to make it look like that? There's a cat
Oh, I'm
under the
thinking,
table.
well, because I'd actually painted several cats, and that particular one, I wanted them to kind of disappear in the shadows, so I grayed them out. But the other ones that I did were much more directly painted and slightly violent.
And you've got it
in their rendering.
You've got another disaster, another spilled.
Yeah, because the implication is the cat spilled it, right? And the poor lady is like, "Oh my God, I could clean up another cat mess," which is better than cleaning your kitty box, your litter box.
That is that, yeah.
It's just water.
And then this painting and the brown painting over there, that you were talking, that's called The News, right?
Right.
And that's about like the war in Ukraine and people writing about it.
Yeah, the constant news that you're being bombarded with about what's happening there. And then from there it went to Gaza, and then it went to Venezuela, and now it's just, it's all over the place.
Right. So the name of the show is Culture, Layered Time,
and what?
I don't know. Difficult.
Heartfelt.
Mm-hmm. Culture,
Layered Time.
And
come on.
And the winner is
Borderline, yeah. Oh yeah, because it is crossing the line a little bit.
So all these paintings, whether they're personal or whether they're about war or world events or ice, they're all having to do with disasters happening that we can't control. Like there's water spilling, someone's coming to
and in different levels. So some of them are crises where you're going to get hurt. Some of them are just like, yeah, that's a crisis, but we can handle it. It's just water spilled. It's not a big thing.
Right. And do you think in all of them there might be some kind of thing saying we could maybe handle all these crises?
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Eventually, one day, without just for super positive, it would be really great if that would happen.
Yeah.
I would like that to end like that too. But that no faith in it at the moment.
Right.
I mean, and that's part of it too, is the lack of faith and disappointment. Yeah. So there is a touch of disappointment here too, as well.
What is the disappointment, and where can you see it in the paintings?
Well, probably this one mostly, but and even in little pieces of disappointment, like there's disappointment in that small spill because you got to clean it up, But and there is a level of disappointment, but it's not great. It's not life threatening.
When did you start? Do you know the dates of these paintings?
No.
I mean, are they all?
In about 3 years.
The last 3 years. This is about 3 years worth of work.
The last 3 years, yeah.
Wow. And did you?
Heart in the bottom of that painting.
Oh yeah, because this is heartfelt.
And so is that like where you go with disappointment? It's heartfelt.
Yeah, by accident I do that. Yeah, right. I mean unconsciously.
Right.
Kristen, how many were in the series?
Oh, there were tons. These are just the ones we picked because they look good in the installation. He has like 100 paintings. That are all recent, and he's making more.
I do.
Very prolific.
I just showed Josh 3 of them, or one of them at least, one of the more recent ones. But yeah, well, because it keeps him off the street at night.
Idle hands,
Yeah, idle hands. So and the more you draw, the more you got to go, and you have to render those things. You got to turn them into something. What's the fun of having all those drawings without acting upon it?
How many hours a day are you in the studio on average?
I would say not that many, not as many as I want. Average, probably 6.
Wow.
So some days longer, way longer. Some days only there for an hour to put a coat of paint on, to do something, wait for it to dry.
And you're drawing during your drawing.
But yeah, doing drawings all the time.
And he's making hundreds of drawings, and they are amazing. He's just drawing them on pieces of cardboard.
Yeah, I got tons of drawings.
It's hard
Thank
to be
you.
a teacher and just draw during an art class.
Are you competing with the students?
No.
They're not.
No, but I use as a teaching tool. It works out great because then I can show them, hey, look at this shape's supposed to look like this. All right, that's what that looks like from where I'm sitting. Now, from where you're sitting, it might be different, and that's part of education too. It's like everything's going to be different focal point.
Different perspectives.
Yeah, different perspective, different focal point, which is what all art is about. I mean, I think that's what everything should be about. Is that it is a different focal point. Like all these pictures, the war pictures. That's someone else's focal point, and then my focal point combined.
Awesome. And so, what's next? Are you you're just continuing in this?
I'm going home after that. What are you doing?
I'm going home too.
Oh, good.
Well, maybe we should open it up for questions.
No, I'm just making next. Let me answer that question though. Next, I'm just making more pictures and
Can
drawings.
I borrow someone's microphone and I'll go around and you keep that. I'm gonna
Okay, I keep it.
I'll give it back when you want to talk.
Okay.
Just so everybody gets recorded. Okay, Carol Che.
I didn't notice your shoes before. Those are beautiful.
Look at these guys.
Those are great shoes. I'm kind of obsessed with the little blob on the table. It looks like a steak to me, but I'm sure that's not what it is.
Steak and tomatoes.
You know, I get it. I see what you're saying. You're thinking this thing right here
Yeah.
is like a steak right there, and then these two things sitting on top of it. Okay, here's what I was doing just to show you how bad I am or can be sometimes. So this is like just a bowl with 2 apples in it. That's all we were drawing there.
Okay.
Just very simple stuff like that.
Matt wants it back.
Okay. Do you want me to? I'll be the groom. Oh, we usually attach it to this.
Oh, I like it.
Who's next? I'll do the Phil Donahue here.
I thought that was a ruler.
Anybody have a question?
No question.
Anybody have a question for Michael Arata?
What about you? You got a question.
Is that person vomiting out water?
Could be. I know. It looks like they're definitely puking because of or spitting up something. Yeah, but there's also that explosion that she's looking straight forward at too. So, and all of those things combined, and then the little trailer there in the corner right in front of her too. But then on the far left, the sun is rising. So there could be some good coming out of this. Maybe. Peace in the end.
But is that inspired by an actual incident? Or just
No, just the collage. I didn't puke. Yeah.
I have a question. So they all seem very like kind of one take paintings, like you knew exactly what you were going to do and you transcribed your plan
From my
there.
drawings, yes.
That's what I'm wondering. Well, I'm wondering if there's a point. First of all, 2 questions. Is there a point where you're like putting together all of your separate drawings? You know, you're talking about a piece of this person, a piece of that person, different pictures or drawings that you've done. You combine those into an image. Do you do like a little thumbnail sketch or something like that so you kind of know how that's going to lock together? And then the other part of the question is, after you get it on there the way you had originally intended, do you ever that should be a table, not a couch, or there should be stairs there, not a window, and go back and change them?
Yes to all your questions.
Just a simple
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, but they
Like that's very succinct.
Yeah, it is. It gets it right to the point. The drawings that I do are usually not complete. They're not a complete image, but they're this figure would be one drawing, and then I'd put that there and then say, well, and they get that far and leave it in the studio for a bit and go, what do I want to add to that? And then sometimes I take them out, and sometimes I put other people back on top and change things around. Like that couch, that thing got changed a lot. That became a couch in the end, which worked out perfect, going right through that. But, and the table, like what you just said, table should be there, maybe not. Things evolve. I mean, I do say that I do sketches and I get them sort of prepared, but once I start putting them on the canvas and standing in front of it, I start adding things and taking things away, and it's really easy to paint things out. That's why I like paint. You can just paint it out.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone. Start over. Simple. And I guess people invest or think that they're investing time and that there's an investment in that. But when you're okay with having given up that investment, then it just makes it more free. It makes freedom, and I like that.
Who's next?
Hold on. There we go. Is the process for we're his students in ceramics class. So is the process the same when you're doing your ceramics project?
Yeah, no, because that's so much you have to manufacture in that. That's structural. You got to make different kinds of plans. If you like, for example, if you're making a figure like a person, a three-dimensional person, you got to plan that far differently because there are structural constraints put upon that, where you have to wait for things to dry. You have to wait for things to get hard before they can support whatever comes on top of it. You don't have to do that with painting. You get to just draw it right away, which is what immediate. I love that. I love the immediacy. I mean, and I've always thought that about doing sculpture and ceramics, like bronze or wax or anything like that. For bronze casting, the process of waiting for the end result sucks. I mean, the time. I want it to be more immediate.
I have a question about the colors.
Love them.
They have an emotional weight to them. I mean, and then they're balanced by some so-called pretty colors. Can you just talk about your decision making in choosing the colors?
I like pretty colors. I like that phrase, pretty colors.
Yeah, but they're mixed with like a Pepto-Bismol pink.
Yeah, they are kind of sickly a little bit, but actually, it's really the way the other paint frames around it that changes that color, because if that's just by itself with nothing else, it's not so Pepto-Bismol. It's nice and bright pink. But when you add those other colors around it and they confine it, it visually changes the way you perceive that color. So it gets sickly, which makes it kind of more serious.
Do you make those discoveries as you paint, or is that knowledge you have having made art for 50 years?
I think more from observation of things, but yeah, from probably knowledge that I already have. But you don't. I mean, I don't think like, oh, if I put this color here, it's going to change this. It's something I do, and then as I'm doing it, I go, oh yeah, if I do this, I know it's going to change this.
It's the rediscovery of what you already know, but you don't go in knowing it.
No, I'm not thinking that. Yeah, I'm not. I mean, I'm conscious of it as soon as I begin. I go, oh yeah, if I do this, it'll change that. If I confine this color with this other color, it's going to change the value tone or the appearance of the value tone.
Is there a painting here that it looks now like you thought it would when you started, or is each piece a constant journey of discovery?
It's always changing. Yeah, none of them are like planned out that way. None. I mean, the drawing part, that the composition,
the structure,
simple.
You decide
that's planned, but all the color stuff just happens as I'm painting along and making changes.
Do you ever change the structure as the color changes?
Yeah, because it looks. I like one color. I go, yeah, get rid of this crap. It's like paint it out.
Awesome.
It's very easy.
Is that good?
Maybe. Who's next? Here you go.
I think I'm good.
You are good.
You need it for your thinking.
For
yeah?
YouTube, yeah.
Okay. So I am just. Thank you for the invitation. I am just looking and thinking about narrative and how one contextualize and just compress stories. Like you talk about the war, and I'm looking and seeing the different vignettes of stories that you're telling. At what point do you gather the collective and says to yourself, this is going to be one body of work? Or do you just openly work on your narrative and then curate your own body of work? How does that happen?
I didn't write it up. I mean, I see what you're saying. I know what you're asking me.
Yeah.
If I wrote a narrative and I made the pictures like you would be telling a movie, like scenes from a movie, and they would be cells. But no, I didn't do that. I'm a little bit more fluid than that. I should probably do that, because then, people in the movie industry would like to have it sequential and tell a story. But I'm a little bit more fluid in that I just do the drawings and go, yeah, I want to see this picture. I want to see it. That's the way I work. Because I'm not thinking about what you guys want to see. I'm thinking about what I want to see. Is this going to be cool? I want to try that. And that's what excites me, and that's why I do it.
Well, what's interesting to me even more is I will just take one. You talk about the war. Then I looked and I see the piece with the spill glass and the figure hand on the head. Then I see a confrontation over there. Then I see another dialogue happening and stuff. So in a way, you actually are doing it in some kind of poetic.
They are connected like that.
Yeah.
And maybe there just happen to be easy to put together to tell a story. So they're like little cells that you could arrange. I mean, if we arrange them all differently, it might tell a whole different story. Like if we pull out that one where the guys are doing lines in the back of the restaurant and take one of these out, it might say something different. Like that lady over there holding her head, and then she sees the guys doing lines. She might go, "Oh, God damn it, my brother's getting stoned again. I'm going to have to rescue him." It could be something like that. Could tell that kind of linear story.
Okay, good. One more quick question, and then
You can ask more questions. I don't mind.
Also, the lightness, the palette that you have chosen, and just knowing your sense of humor. This is a lot of you in your work. It's almost like you're telling. This is a portraiture in some ways, even though figurative, it's not there. But poetic wise, it's you. It's the lightness, and you're a light guy. You even now look at your choice of color, and what's on your shirt, boys.
I know. Look at this. You can't miss it.
I was looking at that and also thinking, because it's so heavily layered, but yet still not visible in that way. Is there any way that at some point you will see the text in any of your work?
Wait, see you would see the text?
See text.
Oh.
Because of the action, the many action. The woman here with the hand on the head, the confrontation over there, the cards playing here, the hands on the behind here. It's almost like it's not necessary, but in some way it could be interesting as something that is not in the work that I have seen.
I've considered it, thinking like that, but there's. You asked me earlier about other artists and being influenced by other artists. So where you're talking about adding text, I always think of, and in these particular pictures, I always think if I started doing that, I would look like Basquiat. I would start like circling shit and crossing it out, and it would be along that field. And it's not that I wanted to avoid that, but that is one thing I was conscious about. When I was working on these, thinking, yeah, I could write in these things. I could easily tell a more graphic story, a more literal story, or at least plant the seeds for a literal story. Huh?
Well, if you're talking words,
yeah, he's talking words, right?
Language. That's words, symbolic. Is language.
Are you talking about language, or are you talking about putting real words in?
Well, any kind of linguistics, any kind of things that step out of the side of the visual in terms of communication.
It underscores the narrative.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay.
And it doesn't have to be like you've done the heart there, which is a spill under the floor, which is great. So you know what that is.
I thought it was a toilet bowl.
Well, it looks like a heart.
The titles though, we talked about the title of this one definitely underscores what there is an absolute here. It's not. You talked about the title for this piece. Remind me of the title of this one.
Stop No More.
Stop No More. So once you read the title, there's an affirmation here. Whether you use those words, it's like American Gothic. When you look at American Gothic, when you see American Gothic, it really locks in what's going on in the painting more than just in the painting.
Should I leave it untitled?
If you leave it untitled, it's going there. Then we get down to like a psychological profile of the person who reads the body language in a certain manner.
Yeah.
So
I'm okay with the titles. I'm okay with making that commitment of what I had in mind, and that's fine. And that's That's for sure for that piece. Does that answer the question, though?
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
You can ask more questions, deeper questions. We can go deeper into this. We have a scalpel.
Well, I probably just there's a lot of students here I see of different different ages, and which is one of the things that I think you're good at. You've got students from the youngsters to the more senior and advanced. Is there a time in your
Mostly not students.
Sorry, you want your thingy?
Lots of not students too. Lots of artists here.
Well,
Yeah.
Well, students doesn't necessarily mean in a classroom.
Right.
You know, once you know, I mean, I'm a student of his. We've had many conversations.
And I'm a student of yours.
You know, I mean, so we have those conversations, and it's kind of we're at the point right now where the pedagogy gets out of the institution and into the community. Indigenous knowledge, citizen science, right? So in an area where you are constantly seeing artists and having these talks, at what point do you feel the need to restrain or let go, or does that comes a point where you say, for this person, this makes me want to speak like this or offer this knowledge, or that person, or you just go for
Well, that's a difficult. I think. Okay, to answer the question, I think you have to be flexible enough to go both ways with what you just said.
Yes.
Sometimes you will say, yes, this is meant. This is how you need to do, or how this. I want you to view this. Other times, I think you should be able to say, you could view this on your own, interpret it in your pathway.
That makes sense.
I mean, because cutting it, if you're getting too rigid about it, you're going to cut yourself off as well, and the audience.
Totally. That's why you teach, because you're dealing with a very diverse mental way of thinking and execution and art practice. Like somebody talks about ceramics, and if there were a similar way of approach, and that's when I heard ceramics, I thought to myself, because when you do ceramics, your mind is at a certain place, because you give a good response about the building and where your mind goes. So it's not the same, but you could take an object from the wall and create a figure from the ceramic, from the clay.
Yes.
So it's all fascinating, and it's all good. I love the colors, just to compliment, and it really speaks to your lightness in which you talk and convey and communicate.
I'm real pleased with the colors too. I like making them. I mean, they assault my vision. I think I might be going blind. That's why I got to make them so bright so I can still see them.
Do you think the title though allows the piece to exist more independently of the series? So if we weren't, let's say, the MoMA buys one and Mocha buys one and LACMA buys one and the Whitney buys one, and they're just existing individually, that title then is going to give it an affirmation that one might get more easily in this room where we are now, because we can see the kind of ongoing meta narrative individually. Do you think they need that foundation?
Well, I don't know that they need it, but it would. But what this is even better. What was going through my mind when you were asking that question about like the MoMA buying it or something, I was thinking, they should probably just turn it around and face the wall and write the title above it and let them imagine what's on the other side.
Can they imagine a better painting?
Yeah, imagine
Okay, you
their
guys
own
are
painting.
bad.
But
Okay.
that was just running
Any
through
last
my mind.
questions? There's one more question. All right, everybody. Oh, there we
One
go.
more question.
One more question.
Another painter.
All right, let's give you an answer.
I want to go back to you were talking about the process. And
There's no going back.
Okay, I'm going forward to something we talked about a while ago, about the process where you.
Good line.
You start with you're starting with your sketches, your drawings, but you don't really. You're very fluid. A lot of things will happen that you don't anticipate. You haven't planned the whole painting out in a lot of detail. I'm kind of the opposite. I plan my paintings out a lot, and I have been for many years troubled by the thought that maybe I'm making myself unhappy that way. And I'm wondering if you're happier than I am, or if your artwork is making you healthier emotionally because of that freedom that you allow yourself.
Okay, let's switch roles. I'll do your work, you do my work for a while, and let's see how it works.
Okay.
I think I would feel confined, but I could still do it. I mean, I know I could do that kind of work methodically, but you're right. I probably wouldn't feel as happy. And so I don't know, should I tell you to not do that? Because I don't want to be ruining your life.
Yeah, because my question isn't would you do you feel? Would you feel?
I know what the question was. It was, what would you feel?
Would I feel better?
I'd say break out. Well, just give it a shot, and if it's uncomfortable, don't do it.
I'm going to give it a shot.
At what point is it art and what point is it labor? Looking at that, maybe that's a dichotomy. You can get in the middle.
Sometimes it takes labor to make art.
It
It does.
Yeah,
It's a
it
lot of
does.
labor
Oh,
to
it
make
is.
art.
I mean, this is time consuming because I could be watching TV.
Well,
Wouldn't that be nicer? Just eating donuts and put your feet up, popping the bonbons. Even documentaries would be okay.
Disagree, but I still will stand by that.
Oh, okay.
But go ahead.
All right.
Go ahead, Mitt, go
I
ahead.
forgot.
Here.
It's hard workers versus the easy roll.
I think it takes labor to make painting, make art.
We all know that. It's not,
Right.
It's the accident and recognizing it. I think that's what he's saying.
What did I say?
When you changed the table out, I don't know, whatever it was before, it was probably an accident. And you just recognized the accident for what its potential.
How do you know it's not an accident now?
You don't.
Yeah, there you
That's
go.
kind of the whole point.
But it works together. So you gotta.
Okay,
The goal is it has to look good in the end. That's the whole goal, right? Isn't that right? We're supposed to look good in the end.
Yeah, well, if you're
His work sounds a lot better. I mean, it's just sorting out accidents, that kind of work is fun.
I'm speaking in generalities. All right. Any more?
Yeah, Matt wants to say something.
There you go.
He wants his microphone back.
Yeah, when I said labor, I didn't imply that it was laborious. And it's not labor is not inherently laborious. It's work. It's you're punching the clock and you already know what you're going to do. Whereas one can work freely as your process, as you've described your process, and it is still a lot of labor. There is a lot of labor in there, but it is never laborious. It's never like thought out to the point that you already know what it's going to look like 3 hours from now.
No, it evolves. Evolving is really important. I mean, to allow it to evolve, flexibility. And like, she knows flexibility. My yoga teacher.
Was that good?
Very good. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. You did a good job. And so are you. We're good together, right? We should do.